Out in the rolling hills of a small farming town, there was an old donkey named Jasper. He'd been around the block, gray whiskers, a bit of a limp, and eyes that carried the weight of years hauling loads for his owner, a weathered farmer named Tom. One crisp autumn afternoon, Jasper wandered a little too close to an old crumbling well behind the barn. The ground gave way and down he went, tumbling into the dark, mossy pit with a pitiful bray echoing up to the surface. Tom heard the commotion and rushed over, peering down into the well. There was Jasper, scrabbling at the slick walls, his hooves slipping in the mud. Tom scratched his head, muttering to himself, "Poor old fella. How are we going to get you out of there?" He called up a few neighbors, good folks with strong backs and willing hearts. They showed up with ropes, buckets, and a whole lot of optimism, ready to stage a rescue mission. But the well was deep, the walls too steep, and Jasper wasn't exactly light. They tried rigging up a pulley system, tossing down a harness, even shouting encouragement like cheerleaders at a Friday night football game. "Come on, Jasper, you got this." But every attempt failed. The ropes frayed, the harness slipped off, and Jasper just looked up at them with those tired, resigned eyes. After hours of sweat and swearing, the group stood around the well, hands on hips, out of ideas. Tom sighed, kicking at the dirt. "He's old anyway," he said, voice low. "Maybe it's time to let him go. Can't leave the well open, it's a hazard." The neighbors nodded solemnly, though a few shifted uncomfortably. Tom grabbed a shovel and started scooping dirt into the hole, figuring he'd bury Jasper and the problem all at once. The others joined in, tossing spadefuls of earth down into the well, each clod landing with a dull thud. But Jasper? He wasn't done yet. The first pile of dirt hit his back, and instead of buckling, he shook it off like a dog after a bath. Another shovelful came down. Same deal. He stomped his hooves, flattening the dirt beneath him. With every load that fell, Jasper kept shaking it off and stepping up, turning the very thing meant to bury him into a makeshift staircase. Tom and the neighbors didn't notice at first, too focused on their grim task. But then someone gasped, "Hey, look at that!" Down in the well, Jasper's head was getting closer to the top. His ears twitched, his legs trembled, but he kept going. Shake, step, shake, step. The dirt kept coming, and so did he. Finally, with one last heave and a triumphant bray, Jasper's hooves hit solid ground. He scrambled over the edge, shook off the last of the dust, and, without so much as a backward glance, trotted off into the field, tail swishing like he owned the place. Tom dropped his shovel, jaw slack. The neighbors erupted in laughter and cheers, slapping each other on the back. "Well, I'll be damned," Tom said, a grin breaking through. "That old mule's got more fight in him than all of us combined." Now, this isn't just a story about a donkey with a knack for survival. It's a gut-punch reminder of what resilience looks like. Raw, stubborn, and unapologetic. Jasper didn't wait for a hero to swoop in with a fancy plan. He didn't wallow in the muck, feeling sorry for himself while the world piled on. No, he took the hits, literally, and turned them into stepping stones. Every shovelful of dirt was a chance to rise, a middle finger to the idea that his story was over. The lesson here hits hard. Life's going to throw dirt your way. Sometimes a little, sometimes a whole damn landslide. People might give up on you, write you off, even start digging your grave while you're still breathing. But it's not about them. It's about what you do with the mess. Shake it off, stand on it, climb higher. It's about grit, self-reliance, and that quiet, unshakable belief that you're worth fighting for, even when the odds say otherwise. Jasper didn't just escape a well. He showed us how to escape the traps we set for ourselves, how to turn a burial into a breakout. And that, folks, is a truth worth holding on to.